Hi, I'm Jennifer Evans-Carrio, the president of Sugarspun Marketing and the social media faculty chair at Market Motive. Thanks for joining me for part one in my Introduction to Social Media Marketing series. Well, most people are familiar with social media. When it comes down to the idea of social media as it relates to business and marketing, there's still a lot of people in the world that are a little bit confused in terms of how it really fits and why it is that it really works. At its most basic level, social media is about people connecting with each other. They're connecting to share thoughts, resources, media, links, deals, generalized conversation. It basically takes the smaller amount of one-to-one communication we have in our everyday life, and it opens it up to almost an infinite amount of contact potential that happens when communication is spread across the globe. Social media represents an enormous market. People are turning to the social web to the point that the social web is actually becoming the web. Social media is no longer just a small part of marketing. Social media is one of the primary ways in which marketing and communication happens between companies and individuals. When we talk about who's using social media, there's still a common misconception within the business world that it's the younger crowd, it's the younger audience that's coming in. But in the last several years, we have seen such an explosion of the reach of social media that it's really getting to the point where there is no single age group that really dominates social media. We see really strong numbers spread across almost all demographics, including that 65 plus demographic that is flocking to sites like Facebook in droves. Now, when we look at the amount of time that's spent on social media, we can quickly begin to see that social media sites are becoming the primary place that people invest their time when they're going online. Sites like Facebook, where a user averages 423 minutes of time on site per month. YouTube, 300 minutes of time on site per month. Tumblr, a popular microblogging site. For the people who go there, it's 151 minutes per month. Pinterest users average about 80 minutes per month, and Twitter users average about 25 minutes per month. People are going to these sites and to these services as their starting point to their interface with the web. And then they're traveling out into the web to read articles, to look at resources, to do their shopping. And that's heavily influenced by the references, the sharing, the content that they're picking up when they're on these social media sites, interacting with other people that they're connected to. Now, when we look at why social media is so important from the business perspective, it's really important to understand that social media has done this amazing job of taking sort of an age-old business concept and putting it to work today. Way back when, in the days of Main Street USA, where you didn't have chains and you didn't have these big box retailers, people went and shopped at stores where they knew the owner and the owner knew the customers. And there was a really good connection between the consumer and the business owner in terms of what they were looking for, what sold well with them, what really resonated with them. But as we moved into this area of franchises and, again, big box retailers, there became a disconnect between the businesses and the customers. What social media has done is bring us back around to the point where we can make those connections again. Social media brings businesses and consumers together in a way that hasn't been possible since we moved out of that realm of small individual stores and individual businesses. People serve as the foundation of social media. People that are sharing ideas and opinions and asking questions and providing feedback. It gives companies the ability to observe and listen to consumers to see what they're interested in and what is the driving and motivating force behind the actions that they take and the conversions that they make. And then finally, it humanizes an entity. So again, it gives these huge mega corporations the chance to have a personality associated with them, to be accessible, to be a company that really is interested in listening to people. And when people have a choice of where they can go to do business, and now they have a choice that extends all over the world thanks to the internet, it almost forces companies into that position of allowing themselves to be humanized and allowing themselves to interact on a different basis so that people can see the value of doing business with them. Now, on the last slide, we talked a little bit about the idea of social media bringing businesses and consumers together. The thing that's important to understand is that consumers are going online to hunt for information. Before they buy a car or a TV or a dishwasher or even a book or a movie. They want feedback. They want information. And they're no longer forced to live in that world where they just walk up to the people they know and say, hey, have you bought this yet? What do you think of it? They can actually go out and look at sort of the collective groupthink of, is this a popular movie? Is this a popular car? And not only is it popular, but why is it popular? What do people think about it? They can go to social media and they can ask for information, and people will provide them links and data and videos and reviews, and they can get as much insight from owners of the product as they want. Now, at the same time, brands are looking for consumers. They're trying to figure out who their target audience is. They're trying to figure out where they can connect with them, where they can get their message out to them, and even what type of message is going to resonate with them. The great thing about social media is there's this explosion of happiness and potential on all sides when the consumer and the brand need each other in this space, because the consumer has gotten the information they need and the brand has been able to get that feedback from the consumer to be able to deliver exactly what they're looking for. Now, we mentioned that people are the foundation of social media. There's a process that happens as people get involved with a brand online and they start to do the research and they get exposure to a potential brand and they make the choice to become a customer. And from there, if things go well for you, you have the potential for that customer to become an endorser, someone who turns around and says, oh yeah, that was a great product. I really like that. Above and beyond the endorser, you've also got the potential to turn them into an evangelist, someone who takes every opportunity given to them to sing the praises of your product or your company because they've had such a wonderful experience with you. That foundation that is built from the interactions you have with consumers online, that's the word of mouth potential that can really, really take your business to a whole new level. Social media is also going to give you the chance to observe and listen, to go and find consumers where they are, listen to what they're talking about, and really understand what it is you need to deliver. Whether that's everyday chatter of just seeing what your target audience is interested in and talking about, or maybe it's specific feedback about you or one of your competitors. Maybe it's an expressed need of you're going, okay, this is a target audience, this is an individual, and they actually need what it is I have to offer. So how can I figure out how to get that message in front of them? It's basically a nonstop focus group for you. It's a focus group of people who don't always realize that they're even being listened to, so they're being very open and honest about their opinions, and it's a great chance for you as a company to come in and gather up that data and figure out what you want to do with it. Social media humanizes a company. As I mentioned a couple slides ago, it's about taking these big, nameless, faceless corporations and saying, you know what? Yes, we're big, but let's say, hey, because we're big, we've got great prices. We have great availability. You know, you can walk into our store all across the country or even in multiple countries and take a look at our products and pick them up and feel them. But at the same time, we have a personality behind us. We want to connect with you. We want to deliver exactly what you want. And therefore, we can use something like social media to help you be able to connect with us in a more effective way. Now, the big warning that I want to give you for social media, because unfortunately this is something a lot of marketers, a lot of PR types, and especially a lot of C-suite types forget when they go into social media. People are not there to sell or buy your products. People are on social media to interact with other people that they either know offline or that they've connected with online because of a shared interest. That doesn't mean that you can't get them to sell or buy your products to other people. It just means that you have to understand that's not their focus, and therefore you're going to have to get very creative in your approach to be able to present things in a way that motivates them to get involved with your company. Coming up in part 2 of this series, we're going to talk about the various social media channels and what some of the differences are between them, but we're also going to get a little bit of word of warning on the need to be selective. So as you're getting ready to go through the rest of the course, again, make sure that you understand the overall ideas of social media, and you can really look objectively at some of these different channels to figure out which ones are going to be the best fit for you.